Okay, okay, I think we're back. That was very weird. Thanks for anybody that was sticking through that. But hey, hi, I'm here. If you can see me and hear me, say hello if you're still here. I'm sorry, hopefully we gather some more people. Um, yeah, but that was weird. All of a sudden my bit rate went out, so I had to restart my computer, and I was in the middle of like uploading all the things to start saying like, "Hey, I'm streaming." And as that was happening, um, was realizing my internet wasn't working very well, but I think everything seems to be going okay now. So let me just double check some stuff to be safe. Hey, let's see. Check the TCP/IP setting. Yeah, I had to just restart my computer. I think there was something weird with that because everything else in the house seemed to be going fine. But hello, KGart here. Welcome to my stream. I am a 20-year veteran in the toy industry. I do 3D art, digital sculpting, and yeah. So let's get some stuff back on track. Let me just double check and see. Yep, everything's fine now. My bitrate looks good. So thank you for sticking through. Josh, Azzy. Yeah, so let's get going since we got a bit of a delay. So I'm going to head on over to the scene and we're going to get back to Mr. Slimer. Yay. So here he is. Let's see, and my chat still, chat box still in the right spot? Yep, it's still there. I think it's good. Yep, chat showing up. it's nice to see you guys kind of getting to know each other a little bit now. And yeah, so thanks everyone for being here. Um, yeah, that was a bit of a rough start. I'm just going to start the ads now just to get through those, and then we will get cooking. I'll see Doom's in here. Hey Doom, what's up? See, running ads now. So see you guys in about 3 minutes. Doom. Hello, Mr. Brown. How are you? Hope you're doing well. My awesome Mr. Day One. Um, those images that you sent are super cool, and I just got to figure out when I'm going to get started with that. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm good. Want to talk about all kinds of things today. Since we're doing Ghostbusters stuff, I want to talk about Ghostbusters. Saw 3 movies in the past week. Uh, we already talked about Backrooms a little bit last week, but I want to talk more if anybody else saw it. Saw Obsession yesterday, and then we went and saw He-Man today. So lots to talk about today, aside from getting this thing going. Yeah, glad we have our art about finished. And Wade's going, yeah, me too, me too, me too. Let's see, did I let's see, import Slimer and Slimer Spotlight? Oh no, it did make a Slimer Spotlight. Good. Load Spotlight. Open. Cool. See, I'm seeing He-Man tomorrow, so keep it spoiler free. Oh, okay, I will. And I'll try to keep it on the positive too. I heard mixed reviews and I have varying feelings on the film, but I think uh, it is an enjoyable experience, and I hope people like it because there's um, obviously plans for future He-Man stuff, and definitely want them to do more for sure. So, but let's see. Oh, ads are almost done. Wedge, wedgie, wedgie, wedgie. And then, yeah, excited for the Wade stuff. Um, it reminds me I have to send him a file because I redid something on his request, and then in the end he didn't really like it, so I need to resend him the actual thing. Imogen! Did you get hit with ads? Can you hear me? Let's do this real quick. Imogen, lovely new friend in the streamer space and new in the streamer space as well. Just made not partner. Ooh, that would be nice. Just made affiliate, and she's lurking. Emo Jean in and we should be back from ads. Hello everyone. I'm just doing a shout out real quick. Okay, spell it right. Emo Jean in Badley. Yay! So go check out Imogene if you don't already follow her. She's awesome, fun variety game streamer. And yeah, so thanks everyone again for being here. We are just getting started last week. If you weren't here, we started roughing in the body for Slimer. Sorry, my computer's doing weird things today. Epic Games is trying to do weird things. I don't even use it. I just have it, and it always just does weird stuff. Thank you for the lurk, Imogene. If y'all weren't here last week, this is about how far we got on Slimer. Just got the body going, and I'm very excited. I'm doing kind of my own take, so I'm looking at all different versions of Slimer, kind of to pull my quintessential favorite, I think, out of this. And yeah, I'm very excited. I think we made some good progress last week. I think to start, what I want to do is um, give him a little bit longer of a body, because I always call him Spud, but I don't want him to be too Spud-like. Just want to be a little bit longer. We might mess with this and make it uh, not as, I don't know. Again, we're just feeling it out. And today, what I want to kind of do is start getting into the features of him, get his eyes in there and his gums and his tongue and teeth. And then start getting into the fun sculpting of his body. How's everyone doing? How's your all's weekend? What did you do? See, he slimed me. Yeah, but you would like that. And that's not a bad thing. All right, so we're going to start with the eyes. His eyes are kind of beady right now. I might make them a little bit bigger. And once I get the eyeballs in there, balls, um, I'll even adjust it a little bit more. So we're going to do an insert brush. I'm going to do the primitives insert brush, which gives a bunch of different options up top here. We got cubes and cylinders, some spheres, a capsule. Me, definitely. You know how freaky deaky I am. Exactly. And I'm going to pick a sphere and draw in some beady little eyeballs. So we got some spheres in there now for his eyes. And then for the gums, I think I'm going to start with clay tubes. Well, that didn't turn out well. No, maybe I won't. What I might do is pull from, I'll use a Z modeler brush. I'll mark off this. And I'm using extrude, so I'll pull it out and then I'll hold the control key, and that makes it into this separate chunk. See, did you see the Mondo reveal of the Green Spectre version? Yes, I did, and they look really, really cool. I need to catch up with this buddy of mine. I have a couple of friends that work at Mondo, but one in particular who works in like the product end of things, and he's like, "I got Ghostbusters for you." So hopefully I can hook up with him soon because I got to meet with him about all kinds of other stuff. He's a cool friend that I like to try to work on stuff with. But some of the original Ghostbusters figures from Mondo, the real Ghostbusters ones, I might get to have some of those, which is exciting to me. But yeah, those look really, really awesome. They make such cool stuff, but it's too rich for my blood. If I had more Muns, I would definitely be collecting those figures. All right, so I'm going to split this geometry I just created. I'm also going to split the eyeballs. back to the Z modeler brush and turn this into a big old chunk. And I'm going to throw in some edge loops here and there, and then inflate it a bit. Oh, I forgot to turn off spotlight projection. When I have this reference up, there is a toggle I need to turn off so I can actually work on the pieces. Okay. But yeah, it's been a good weekend for me so far. Hope you all have been having a nice weekend. Definitely want to hear about plans that you have or what you've been doing. Yo, 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 what's up, Keisha? My favorite Georgia Peach. How are you doing, my dear? We're just working on Slimer, continuing from last week. Hope you've been having a good weekend. Um, Last week I saw the back room, so I think I want to go in order talking about. I want to talk about Ghostbuster stuff tonight, but also want to talk about the movies that I saw. I just opened Mondo 200 times Clawful, and he's amazing. Which is Clawful? That's escaping me what that is. But yeah, saw Backrooms. Y'all know I like that. If you were here last week, awesome film. Um, oh, Masters of the. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's cool. Doing well, and yourself? Oh, you're making cheesecake. I love to make cheesecake too, Keisha. Our cheesecake friends. What up? How's it going, Doom? I saw you in here earlier, but I'm glad that you're making your way into chat. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Saw Backrooms, really enjoyed it. And then the second movie that I saw this week was, I'm going to duplicate this actually. Oop, just control drag and do a whole new set of gums. Start manipulating them around to fit this mouth. I think I'm going to have these, he's going to have a really thick lip, at least to start. We'll see how I like it. So I'm going to push these gums back a bit. Scale this up. Bring these back. I think I want his throat to be a bit deeper too. So I'm going to select all this stuff. Oh, extrude back. We'll flip to get the inside. Yeah, so the other movie that I saw, sorry if I'm scatterbrained today. I'm like, my mind's working at a mile a minute. Just came back from the movies myself, from the third movie that I saw this weekend, trying to convey my thoughts on Slimer as I work on him on the fly and trying to talk about the things all I want to talk about while also hearing what you guys are doing. So I'm all over the place tonight. Plus, with the stream starting off weird with my internet issues, I feel a little thrown and a bit overwhelmed, but we ball. So yeah, I want to get the little uvula in there. I'm gonna hang that in the back. Move these gums down. But yeah, the other movie I saw, which was yesterday, I went and saw Obsession. I'm a horror movie fan, if you haven't figured it out. But yeah, Obsession was fantastic. It was creepy and disturbing, and it had some good visceral gore in it, and it was well written, some stellar performances, especially from the main actress who I don't know her name currently, and I want to. So I'm actually going to look that up right now because she deserves to be known. The whole cast does, but her performance was stellar. Let's see, the cast. I think it's Inde or Indie. It's Inde. Uh, Variet. That's quite a name. Pretty name. But yeah, the actress that played Nikki, so choice, so choice. So I highly recommend if you like horror movies, go check out um, Obsession for sure. Has anybody else here seen Obsession yet or at all? Because I would love to hear anybody's thoughts on it. But yeah, it is pretty stellar film, and I highly recommend. And then today, and I won't spoil this because I know Josh wants to see it or is going to see it, wants to and is. Um, I saw He-Man with the family, and I think it was a lot of fun. I don't think it was a bad movie, but there are parts of it that I feel like were really great, and then parts of it that weren't so great, at least for me. And I think they had a tough challenge because I know they had a tough go in making the movie with many years of trying to get the production going and lots of different writers and scripts and stuff going. Um, and I wake up in the morning and I feel all right. Ezzy, you're funny. But yeah, I think it was well cast, it was well performed. I think at some points the writing was stellar, and at some points it was lacking. But still, all in all, it was a very fun movie, and I watched something today that was saying that it wasn't quite doing all that great in the box office, but I think it's also up against a lot of stuff that's kind of hard to compete with right now. Because also, I think Mando was a pretty good movie, doing better than this, or was better than He-Man, I think, and it also wasn't doing well. So I don't know what's going on right now. Because horror movies don't usually perform as well as these are, Backrooms and Obsession, and they're doing great. And kind of the blockbustery stuff is not as much. Hey, what's up, Mr. Forster? How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. It's slime time. All right, so I got his gums. I think I might as well do that. I think I'm gonna peek them up a little bit more. Got the eyes in there, and now I want to start the tongue, and then we'll start getting the teeth in. Just get all the features going. Let's see. Yes, I referenced the He-Man version of What's Up by Four Non Blondes. Yes, it's they. Yeah, it that We just showed my kid that today because he was not aware of it, and um, yeah, that's probably one of the best things that we've gotten out of all of He-Man forever. I don't think much can top that amazing piece of internet history and lore. Okay, so for the tongue, oh, let's see. This looks cool. I liked the fist. I like the first of the newer Ghostbusters, but the second one I just couldn't get into. Yeah, I have definitely thoughts of that on that. It I really liked it, but I understand people's thoughts on it. I feel like it was trying to do too much in one movie. And at the time, there were a lot of movies that were suffering from that. I think they were relatively successful in it, but I don't think it captured everyone. Example, you had trouble getting into it. So, yeah, I agree. I think Afterlife is a better film. I like a lot of Frozen Empire and I still love the movie, but I think of the two, Afterlife is the better film. And I hope they do more with that family and the Spangler legacy, but we will see. We will see. See, all right, I got that still. All right, I'm going to now do Slimer's tongue. Usually like to do start with a sphere with the tongue. To reposition it, make sure it's centered. It won't always be centered, but to start, I'm just going to make sure that it is symmetrical, so that way I can sculpt it symmetrically. Okay, so make it longer. There we go. And we're going to inflate the back end. Oh, that's what we're going to do. There we go. Symmetrically. Mess with the curvature of it. And then we're going to get that center divot. And I'm not sure. He's got some pointy tongues sometimes, mostly in the animated one. But yeah, let's see. Just figure I'd mention it here. I'm in another dumb extreme sets photo contest. The next or the neck. That's neck and neck if anyone wants to vote. Um, you know what? I am not always super a fan of self promo and stuff, but in this situation, I definitely want to support you in a situation like that. If you could either whisper me or send me the link to that in on Instagram, and I would love to share the link for that, Mike, so that way people could vote. Is it just through Instagram? Let's see, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna do the homie Mike Forster a bit of a favor because he does amazing photography work. So if y'all have Instagram, check this out. Um, I'll leave that up for a bit. Yeah, let's support folks in the community. He's a toy photographer, awesome dude, happy to help. Um, you've always been a great supporter of Odious and me, so I appreciate that. So here's paying it forward. So yeah, check that out on Instagram, folks. Give him a vote. It says how to do it uh, on the post. So yeah, just voted. Cool. All right. So now I want to go into the teeth. And what I'm going to do is I do kind of like the fact, I mean, obviously they're all going to be separated for sure. I'm going to hide the tongue for now. I'm not sure if I want to do like missing gap teeth, even though I kind of like it in some of the real Ghostbusters Slimer stuff. But first, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Instead of doing a sphere this time, we will bring in a cube, but we'll only do one cube. And we'll start laying in these teeth just kind of funky and see how we like it. There we go. We'll make them a little bit thicker on the bottom, round them out in the center a little bit. There we go. Maybe make these top teeth a little bit wider. Okay. All right, so we'll duplicate these, position them. I think I'm gonna round off these gums a little bit because this is all a little too squared off for my liking. There we go. We'll mirror this. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There we go. X. And let's swing these out just a bit. Bring them in a little bit more. Maybe angle them just for fun. There we go. Nice. All right, now I'm going to take one of these teeth and I'm going to bring them down to the bottom. See, this may be a hot take, but I didn't hate Ghostbusters 2. You know what? Ghostbusters 2 is one of my favorites. And I think it's a generational thing. And I think we are finding that more dudes our age, or not just dudes, more people our age, men and women alike, uh, enjoy Ghostbusters 2 for the fact that it is, I think it was geared more towards us. Yeah, I was a perfect age for it. Yeah. The first movie was kind of riding a line, and it definitely is more adult, has more innuendos, a little bit more serious. Still very good. I think it worked, and all of us kiddos really enjoyed it. But the second movie by far is more cartoony, still pretty dark, with the sacrificing of babies and shit, but it was more for us. He is Vigo. I like flies, the buzzing of flies to him. All right. Separate these masked teeth and mirror these. Okay. All right. And then these teeth are eventually going to be more asymmetrical. I just wanted to get them kind of mirrored real quick. Now I want to take the ghost job always threw me off. Oh yeah, as a kid, if you yeah, exactly. No, and that's kind of what I mean about the that first film is that it had a lot of stuff like that were I think they did a good job presenting it in a way that went over kids' heads. It was still like funny. Like there's a chance you can get away with something like that now. Funnily enough, speaking of uh, the new He-Man movie, there was far more innuendo and like pretty blatant innuendo than I was expecting. Like not as far as that, but there's a lot of stuff, and it's not. It's very very easy to make out in the script, in the dialogue. It's not like super hidden or nothing. So that will be fun for y'all that are going to see that to encounter. And I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was too much, but I was a little surprised by it. It was more than I was expecting, and more than a lot of these kind of like 80s throwback movies that are made for us and our children. Let's see, I think two was on TV way more. So yeah, I think so too, because I think two probably had less editing that needed to be adjusted to be made for TV versus the first one. So yeah, I think that also is kind of part of it. Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, Ghostbusters 2, I agree with you. That was probably on TV way more. So it was easier for us to jump in with that one as well. Let's see. I'm hoping to see He-Man next week. Yeah, I that it's fun. I'm definitely like I said earlier, I have my thoughts and feelings on it, but I'm definitely not going to discourage anyone to see it. I want everyone to see it because I want more of them to be made. And I already know like people that did like it. Um, and honestly, to me, it doesn't matter if I'm in the minority or majority in that. I still want more film to be made because we need it. You know, one thing that I've always not always thought because I think I was like this too for a bit, but film audiences have gotten a bit cynical and have found it hard to enjoy film. They always want to find the flaw in it, and it can be easy to find the flaw in movies. And but there's no real fun in that. I don't enjoy that at all. I don't mind critiquing, and like I said, like clearly I have my thoughts on He-Man, but at no point am I gonna be like, that was the worst movie ever, because it wasn't. Like if there's an objectively bad film, then sure. And next week, next stream, we can talk about what we all liked and didn't like about it. And I'm not going to say that anyone's wrong. Let's see. Is this Slimer sculpt for fun, Kevin? I mean, well, yeah, all all of this stuff on stream for me is for fun. Um, like I don't do a lot of commission stuff. So like free run was for fun. Jeff the Shark was for fun. Um, I might uh, think about selling some print stuff, and then there's going to be the occasional thing that I do on stream that's like is freelanced or commissioned work. But for the most part, most of the stuff that I'm going to be doing on stream is going to be things that like I want to do that I think are fun and doing projects kind of for me because I'm always doing stuff for other people. Yep, that's me, Kevin Gart. Now you know what the K stands for, as he. But yeah, so yes, it is for fun, and most of the stuff that I will be doing on stream is for fun. Let's see, split unmasked, merge down. Totally cool to do anything we do together on stream if you want. But up to you. Yeah, no, I definitely will be doing that once I figure out when I can start that. And I don't want to leave it just to stream. So I'll probably do like some of it on stream because I don't want to hold it up because, stream is weekly and it is usually 2.5 hours or so max. And that would take a long time. But thank you. Yes, I always do ask anybody that I am going to be doing stuff for if they're cool with me doing it on stream because it's just more fun content. Kevin, I thought your name meant King of King of Ghouls. Okay, that's so funny. Um, nope, that is not what it means. I mean, it is very funny. Everyone calls me different things, and I don't mind it at all. I enjoy it. I actually think it's really uh, funny, and I kind of enjoy people having fun with my name. But it's kind of twofold. It is uh, my initials, KG Art, and also not all of art, but art. The art part is kind of a continuation of my last name. So it is also KGart. So I do not mind um, anybody calling me any different thing. Um, I honestly find it hilarious, and I enjoy it a lot. I kind of enjoy people having fun with my name because it just feels like it's a positive thing in general, and it makes me happy that people can have fun with that. All right. So yeah, I'm really liking how he's starting here. It's kind of fun. The pudgy cheeks are really fun. The kind of pinhead is really fun. I might give him a little bit more uh, of rolls at the back here. And then we'll work out because he's going to be mostly blobby, but we'll see if there's some good places to put actual anatomy. But any of the anatomy that I do put, it's going to be kind of sussy. Not going to do anything crazy. But okay, I do body shape now a lot more. I was debating though. I don't know if his arms are too long. Let's try this. Let's just see. If I shorten the arms just a little bit. Oh, if I shorten the arms just a little bit, then maybe we can make the hand a bit bigger. Kind of cartoonify it just a little bit. Shorten it, make it a little stubbier. Maybe fatten these arms up here a little bit more. Let's see if we can give him a proper elbow too. So we're going to put a couple more edge loops here. Oop, oop. And we'll do an inset here. Give him a little bit more of an elbow that stands out. And then we'll thin this area out here too. Get that bicep going. Yeah, come on, there we go. All right, yeah, I'm liking how that's looking now. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right, now this is where the fun really begins. Who's excited to get into some of the fun stuff? So we're going to start dividing him up. I'm not going to divide him up too much yet, but I'm going to divide him up just enough to start kind of like blocking in some of these roles. So for me, I'm going to start with a little bit of defining some of the sections. We're going to keep it symmetrical again for now. And I did promise I was going to show you guys. So let me do that real quick. Let me pull the butt out of chat. Let's go full me for a second. And I'm going to bring Slimer a bit closer. Maybe I'll even show Proton Pack. But yep, you see this guy has a slit in the back to fit into, and he does have the booty. You might not be able to see it too much because the slit obviously is there, but yeah, this is a costume piece. Eh. Hopefully that wasn't too bad with all the rustling of the bag there. And then one of the proton packs that we have, this guy right here. So yeah, this is the Spangler proton pack from HasLab from, gosh, quite a few years ago now. Come on. There we go. So sorry for the noise, but yeah, that's yep, green full moon. So yeah, that is my fun Slimer that hangs out in the background. All right, so we'll leave that for now. Got the crack a little bit more defined. Let's work on some of these rolls back here. We'll have probably some rollage that goes over the shoulder here, at least the arm. And then we'll define these cheeks. Do some definition in the eyebrows here. We're gonna have a bit of a bridge of the nose. And then we'll define the bottom lip a bit more. Get a little bit of a sharper edge here. Maybe we'll bring it a little bit down a little bit further. All right, and then some of the stuff we're gonna fill in. Um, yeah, there's a little bit of a little bit of a definition here for like the forehead area. And I kind of want a little bit of an vent here. Oh, what? Hello, Raiders. Welcome to the raiding party of 80. Um, Nessie v Art, thank you for coming in. Hi, my name is KGart. Let me give a shout out to Nessie here. This is quite a surprise. But hey, welcome. Thank you, Raiders. I'll go into a little bit of a spiel in a second after I do this shout out. But thank you. Another ZBrush artist. I had to share the love. Oh, I appreciate it so much. It's nice to have you. What were you guys working on? What were you working on for your stream? And then I'll go into my spiel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the follows. We got Sculpt Z. See, some speed sculpt, nothing fancy, fun. Yeah, speed sculpts are fun. I haven't done one in a long time. Haven't done one on the channel yet. Just kind of doing fun, casual, kind of learning along kind of work streams, basically. But that's cool. See, I missed who else followed. Thank you for following. Um, but yeah, no, thank you so much for rating. I really appreciate it. I am a toy sculptor, been working in the industry for about 20 years. Um, I go by KGart82 on Instagram and YouTube and here on Twitch. And right now we are working on kind of my own take on Slimer from the Ghostbusters because I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. Um, been working on stuff for my own on this stream for a bit, just kind of doing my own thing because I've been working, like it said, oh damn, 20, yeah. Um, so yeah, so that's I mostly am doing client work, studio work myself. Oh, hydrate, thank you. I have a soda because I came from the movies. Not the best hydrate, but it's something. Yeah, so part of why I stream is to do some fun stuff for me, to get myself motivated to do that, and also to inspire people to create their own art and help kind of educate other artists if they are interested in doing 3D art. I like to show off what we can do in ZBrush and encourage people to find their own creativity. So thank you so much. If you need to rate it, feel free, but if you'd like to stick around and chat ZBrush or art or anything, please do. Just casually working along here. How's everybody else? From I'm gonna keep. It's gonna take me a sec to remember your name. Let's see. CV Art. Is that how you go? Ness Ivy Art? Is there a pronunciation that you prefer? You like Ness? Nessie? All right. Thank you. Nessie work. Huh. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nessie, for coming in and sharing the love. I truly appreciate it. Hopefully, y'all have a good time. Any other Ghostbusters fans out there who are coming in? 'Cause I love me some Ghostbusters. As you can tell, I got Slimer back there behind me. I did not make that. That's just a cool prop that I have. Um, I also have some sound packs, and the green lighting isn't by mistake. Let's see. No problem, no problem. Uh, have you given Blender a try yet? It's one of my viewers keep mentioning to me to try. See, he's Loch Ness Monster. Awesome. Let's see. See, sad to say, Ghostbusters was before my time. You know, it still exists, Hex, so it doesn't have to be before your time, especially with the newer movies. So now's the time. It's never too late. Also, hello, yes, hello. Um, yeah, give it a try. See, I'm a classic Ghostbusters fan. Haven't gotten around to the new movies. Well, we were talking about that earlier. I really like Afterlife. I'm also one of the rare folks that it seems that likes Answer the Call, the 2016 movie. That one gets a lot of hate, not as much love as I think it should be. I don't think it's the best of all the films, but I really enjoyed it. Let's see. But to answer your question, Nessie, Blender. It was not trash, and we can talk about that, Mike. We because it is not trash, but I do understand why people don't like it as much as the others. I think it was there was a lot of undue hate for it. But I have done a little bit of Blender work, not a ton, but I do enjoy it, and that's one that I encourage people to actually use because there are a lot of similarities to ZBrush with some of it, and also it has some really cool modeling capabilities that I've seen but not messed with. I've also seen some really cool fast rigging that can be done with a pipeline from ZBrush to Blender. So I have Blender, I just need to use it more, and I need to figure out excuses to use it. So I do have plans to, but I'm not dove in have not dived as deep as I would like to. Make a yoked Slimer. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. So you just need that Blender donut tutorial, and you have the keys to the Lamborghini. That's very funny. Yes, we all know. Well, enough of us in the 3D world know about the infamous Blender donut. Um, but yeah, so wow, thank you everybody for coming in. Let's see. Same. It's definitely showing great streaks, possibilities. I'm just too busy to transition. I mean, that's fair. It's tough when you know something so well that, um, yeah, it's hard to step away. Oh, by the way, an ad break is going to start in about 5 minutes. So if you are liking what you're seeing, you're having a good time, please stick through. Also, lurkers very welcome. I've been told uh, by some that I have a soothing voice. I don't know if that's true, but if it soothes you, then let me soothe you while you work on things in the background and I talk about ZBrush and pop culture stuff in the 80s. See, I was just gonna say, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. You also use ZBrush for your job, so I'm guessing it's not as advantageous to use something else. Correct. I mean, I'm using ZBrush all the time at work. I am a digital artist over at Gentle Giant Studios, making toys and a lot of life-size sculpts. So yeah. Wait, Gentle Giant? Yes. Yes, that Gentle Giant. It still exists, and I'm still there. See, do you use a drawing pad or a mouse? Th Thank you very much, Josh. I wouldn't qualify myself as that, but I appreciate um, such kind words. Um, I use a Wacom tablet at home, and I use a Cintiq at the studio, which is nice. I like Cintiqs, but I don't see the need to get one for the home office. So I have my uh, Intuos 4, I believe. Let's see. Do you know an artist by the name of Andrew Guerrero? Yes, well, he's not there anymore. He was there many, many, many years ago. That makes it sound longer than it probably is. But yeah, he was, I think he left during the pandemic. But yes, I am familiar with Andrew. We worked together for a number of years. Are you a fan of his work, or have you worked with him before? That's wild. Small industry. He and I both went to the same school together. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I don't know if he still is, but he ended up going to Funko many years ago. I don't know if he's freelancing for them or one of their in-house artists, but yeah, that's where he is, at least last I saw. But yeah, it is a small industry, I tell you what, for sure. But yeah, let's see, how does it feel around the office with with Adam moving on? It's still a fresh wound, so I do not know yet. Rumor mill is that there is someone coming in to fill his role. Not sure how soon that will be, and I don't think it's like was a rush kind of thing. I think it was just like, he's moving on, and we're kind of figuring out what we need as a studio. Um, but yeah, I think he's having a nice time at Jada Toys. That's a really awesome company. So yeah, I wish him the best because he was at Gentle Giant for a long time, synonymous with his name, the studio. Let's see. Yeah, that's starting to look a little better. Um, Still rough around the edges, but we're trying to feel out the shapes and stuff right now. I'm going to turn back face masking on right now with the clay tubes brush because that is very helpful, especially with clay tubes. Find it. So if you go to the brush menu at the top left and drop down to auto masking, back face masking is automatically toggled on. So you just toggle that off. And it's really cool because what it does is it basically masks the backside of any geometry that you are working on, so it won't pull it forward. Now it's doing it a little bit here, but not completely, so I need to inflate a little bit. I think some stuff is just overlapping a little too much. But yeah, backface masking is, if you don't do that, I highly recommend it. It's very helpful when you're trying to sculpt something and you have something really close to the underside. Um, it just saves you a lot of trouble from geometry pulling into what you're doing that you don't want to. Let's see. All right, man, I'm gonna hop off and let you do your thing. Thanks for the stream, catch up. Yeah, thank you very much for the raid. Thanks for sticking around and chatting. I actually, also I gotta give you a follow for sure because I want to try and catch your streams. So there you go. I have followed you now. Thank you for the follow yourself. And yeah, I look forward to catching up in the future. Rest well, my friend, and welcome. Let's see. Ooh, good looking slime. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Daniel Hooker Art. Yeah, I'm trying to do, I have a bunch of different reference up because I'm trying to do kind of my own thing. Most of the time, I like to do stuff on model because that's basically what my job is. That's what I'm very skilled at. But I'm trying to have a little fun branching out more with the stuff that I do on stream. So since a lot of you guys are new, um, I'll show you some of the stuff. Let's see. Did you work on any of the Punisher statues for General Giant? No, I did not. Most of the time, I have worked on Diamond Select stuff. May they rest in peace. Uh, Hasbro stuff, some Mattel stuff, Dark Horse statues here and there. I've not done any Punisher stuff though. But I'll show you some of the stuff that I've done on stream, and then I have some figures around of things that I've worked on that I can show y'all if you're interested. So we'll start with the first project I was started to do on stream. Here is this Freerin statue. Huge fan of the show. Still need to finish the second season. But yeah, this is, I also do 3D printing myself. So I'm planning on printing a lot of the stuff that I make on stream. So this is an original piece that I am looking to finish up. There's still a few things that I need to fix up on it before I start doing the engineering part. But as soon as I finish those bits, then I'm going to bring her back onto stream and I'm going to do the engineering and print prep on stream because I feel like there's not a lot of that I've done on Twitch and that other artists might enjoy. Oh, ad break ended. Is everybody back? Did anybody miss what I just said? I'll start it again. So this is a free run piece, original piece that I started when I first started streaming, and there's a few more things I want to do with her before, but I plan to do the print prep for her on stream. And the whole thing is that she is doing that favorite magical spell of hers to conjure the I think it's called the blue moon flowers. Um, and so she's floating, and I still need to do some engineering stuff to kind of like figure out best how to make her stable. But yeah, see, I got ads as soon as I spoke, but I'm back. Nice for your into. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, so that's what I do is on this stream is all this stuff is kind of fun projects for me that I like to do as a fan of these different properties, and then take it to print so that way I can have kind of like fun pieces. I'm not a painter, but I also might use this as a way to start painting some stuff. Let's see, another piece that I worked on is uh, I'm a fan of Pocopia, even though I've not played the game. I think the designs are kind of fun. So this is a piece, um, someone else that I mod for. She was a huge fan of Pocopia and she did this cool, cute photo shoot in like this maid outfit. So I did a version of her as the Ditto. And this is something that I'm also planning on printing. We'll see here. I'll show you. I have it all kind of keyed and ready to go. And I plan on, I just need to key her to the base now. As you can see, there's no keys for her feet yet. So as soon as I do that, then I will set her up for print and then print her out. And I'm going to kind of gift that to a few different people that are on her mod team and friends of her and me and such. And then also, I am a big fan of Cyberpunk, so I did a Rebecca way back in the day. I eventually want to turn her into a statue and figure. Let's see, do I have anything else up? I think that's it for that. So I'll get back to Slimer, and then I'll show a couple more things that I've done professionally. Let's see. Like I said, I've done some stuff for Diamond Select Toys. One of my favorite things that I did, um, worked on, was this Groot action figure. He is based off of a comic version of Groot, but the design is a little bit altered. But yeah, this was a really fun figure to work on. Moves pretty well. I've also worked on some independent action figures. One that kickstarted with a friend of mine called Odious. And this was from the first Kickstarter campaign. And this past November, the second campaign was successful. Oh, thank you for the follow, Daniel Hooker Art. Appreciate you. So this was the first iteration. There are four more figures coming out, basically this, I believe, this summer, and yeah, that's going to be very exciting. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Let me get back to the scene. And yeah, we'll crack on with Slimer. So thank you. Wow, thank you for everybody who came in and who is sticking around. Hope I can add a little joy to your night. And certainly some joy has been added to mine. I was already having a good night with all of my fun, regular chat folk. And now we got more folks joining the community. I've only been streaming for about let's see, since November. So let's see, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So, wow, going on to 7 months now. And it's been a blast. I'm just here to kind of have fun, spread some good vibes, work on some fun stuff for me, and hopefully inspire, like I said, inspire people to do their own art and be creative. I've talked about that there's sometimes people come in and be like, oh, I'm not an artist, blah blah blah, and I say, there's lots of different ways to be creative. See, it's always nice to see the talent behind stuff. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it is an interesting job. um, some might call it a thankless job. I don't see it necessarily that way because I do get to see people enjoy the stuff that I work on, which is a lot of fun, and I've gotten to see a lot of really cool things get a lot of love, and been lucky to only see like a few things that I've worked on like not be well received, and usually it's more of a manufacturing issue than an art issue, or the art was affected by the manufacturing. Um, but it is what it is. Let's see. Cool. Welcome to the platform. A lot of great art community here on Twitch. Yeah, I've just in general, I've really enjoyed all the people that I have met on Twitch so far, and uh, have felt very welcomed, um, and have been helping with modding and done my own streaming for a while now. So it's been really, really cool. See, my account says 27 stream streak, so it's been a while. Yeah, yeah, you've been for, I think, most of them, because I want to say that. when I was looking at my, because I upload my VODs to YouTube as well as kind of just like an archive, because since I'm not partner, which I'm not really gunning for, but I know that holds more streams where affiliate, it holds about like two or three. And I think I'm at, I think this is stream 29 technically. So yeah, 27 stream streaks. That means that you probably hit on the Odious stream, which might have been the first one. So yeah, that tracks. Since you've started watching, you haven't stopped. So I appreciate you, Mr. Brown. Uh, Always a treat, and so happy to and excited to be doing something with you soon too. And hopefully, that means that we can do more stuff together. Um, for those of you who are new, I don't do a lot of commissions. Like I said, I'm full time at Gentle Giant, so I don't have a lot of time for that, but I do have a little bit of time. So I like to make cool stuff with cool people is kind of my mantra, always what I want to do. And so when I get a chance to work with friends or someone that has a fun idea, if I can help bring that to life, then yeah, that's what I like to do. But yeah, this is only stream 2 on Slimer. I roughed in the body last week, and this week got these features kind of laid in his eyeballs, his teeth, his tongue, his gums, and starting to kind of rough in the body. I am not sure if I work in a conventional way compared to other people. So if you see me do things in a different way than you've seen before, then that is it's just me. And it's not necessarily a right way for anybody else, but it's not a wrong way either. Art is very fluid, and everybody finds their ways to do things. Sometimes I might do certain aspects a little bit more tedious uh, than others, and it's kind of a Zen thing for me. And I do find it always interesting how everyone kind of tackles their own art. Art is all about the journey and the expression. And it's always fun to see how people decide to express themselves through their art and also how they use art as kind of a therapy as well. I've been making action figures for a long time now. I started making Christmas ornaments and Pez dispensers. You never know where you're going to end up. I initially wanted to like get into video games, maybe TV movie stuff, but yeah, mostly a I work in the toy industry these days, and I really love it. I kind of fell into it, and I fell into it rather early. When I was in school, had the opportunity to do an internship, and I did it at Disney Consumer Products. And that's when I learned, oh yeah, well, not learned, but kind of registered in my brain that, oh yeah, people do this stuff. This is another way I can make art. I don't have to focus on TV or film animation and feel like I need to jump in the rat race. Because let's face it, it's challenging. And I applaud anyone who does get into that world. See, that sounds like fun. I'm primarily a 2D artist, but I started dabbling with 3D a year ago, and it's been fun to learn. What do you use, Daniel? Do you use ZBrush, or are you Blender, which seems to be like, Hey, thank you. Bix Happy. Bix Happy? Am I saying that right? I would like to get it right, but I know, is it BYX Happy? It's always interesting how everyone says their names or prefers their names. We were talking earlier. My name is said, let's see, go by Habby. Okay, cool. Habby or Hobby? Because I typically go by KGart, but people call me KG. People call me Gart. See, I've been playing mostly in Nomad. Oh, Nomad. We have, she's lurking in here. Imogene, if you can hear me, we got another Nomad person in here. She hasn't started it, but she's excited. See, Nomad, I've tried Blender, did the donut tutorial and a little more. Let's see. But Nomad just feels really natural. Cool, cool. I also think that there's parts of Blender that probably would feel natural as well. And ZBrush probably would also feel pretty natural to you. I know the interface is a lot for some. I've been working in it for so long that I'm probably a little biased, but I will say that the sculpting aspects of it are pretty natural and probably similar to Nomad. But Nomad being on the tablet, I'm hoping that it should feel very natural. The same, currently learning sculpting for future projects. Great, that's really cool. Thank you for hanging out. And hopefully, like, if you have any questions about 3D art in general, um, ZBrush specifically, I'm happy to answer because this is also a learning environment. And if you have any insights on 3D, also you are welcome to share your thoughts and your experiences because for me, to me, learning goes both ways. It is not purely a teacher-student relationship. And here, I'm not really a teacher. I'm hoping to just help inspire and maybe assist if there's any struggly bits anyone is dealing with in the 3D art world. Or answer questions if there's like interface questions or technique questions that you just aren't getting out there when you're searching. And sometimes it just takes talking to a real human being to get a little assistance. So, yeah, if you have any questions or thoughts, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing this for about 20 years now. So, if I don't have a direct answer, I can at least I'd like to think, point you in a helpful direction. Earlier, we were talking about movies and stuff. Um, Ghostbusters movies. Some were saying that they really liked the second Ghostbusters movie, the original #2, um, and said that was an unpopular opinion. And my thought was, it really isn't, at least for, I think, my generation, those born in like early to mid 80s and probably beyond. But I think for most folks that were adults at the time when that movie came out, it was not uh, a popular one because I think it was more designed for us. Let's see. Thanks. I don't have any questions right now, but I may a little later. Well, that's good. You know, happy to answer any. So yeah, Also born early 80s and loved both Ghostbusters. Yeah, they were very fun films. And the second one I think was more designed for us. So I think for a long time it was considered like unpopular or the lesser, but I don't think that's really the case anymore, you know? Let's see. Sir Go I Bow? Or yes. You go by Sir? Sir Go Iabao? Sergio? That's it feels like I should be saying Sergio, and I probably it's not that because there's a missing I. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Would you like to go by Bow or Sir? Or not by anything at all? Would you prefer to just lurk in the darkness and not be acknowledged? I was talking with another streamer friend of mine. She has a silent lurk um, channel point redeem for folks that want to just go into lurk mode and not be acknowledged. Let's see. Oh, all right. Thumbs up. Thank you. An amazing first time chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow and for you being here. And everybody, this is quite an awesome night. It's nice to have a bunch of new faces and to talk to all of you. All kinds of fun stuff. Earlier, I was talking about how I got out there this week and last weekend and saw several movies. One of those being The Back Rooms. Really enjoyed that. Let's see, it's late here and I'm heading to bed, but I hope to catch more streams later. Take care, all. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Thanks for hanging out for a bit and chatting. Rest well, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. It was nice to talk to you. But yeah, I enjoyed the back rooms. I saw Obsession yesterday. Really liked that. It is quite an experience. If you're a horror movie fan, I do highly recommend it. Check it out. And then today went saw He-Man again as a product of the 80s myself. I enjoyed a lot of aspects of it. I think there's some stuff about it that just didn't work for me, but I do encourage people to still go see it because there's a lot of parts of it that were really, really great. You loved it? Oh, good. Wait, which one? I talked about Obsession and I said He-Man. Which one did you like? I don't want to get it wrong. Sir Bao. He-Man. Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. For me, yeah, I thought there was a lot of stuff that they just nailed it on the head. Um, there are some issues with the writing that I had, and not like the silly campiness of it. I thought that was perfect. I think there were some scenes where the dialogue went on a little too long and got a little too, it didn't have much to say to continue that dialogue. So some stuff stretched a little bit for me, but I still had a good time. I'm glad I went. I hope they make more. The the stuff that they set up, because obviously they always set up, has me very excited. But I don't want to say too much because I know we do have some folks in here that are seeing it very soon, and I don't want to spoil anything. So please, any of this stuff, if you want to talk about the movies, happy to do it, but I'm doing my best to not spoil. And if y'all in chat cannot spoil it too, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, Even with the things that I felt were somewhat shortcomings, I definitely recommend folks go see it. Something I was actually, I think I was trying to get to right as the raid was happening was kind of my thoughts on how people are a little bit jaded when it comes to film, and it's very easy to criticize things and just put it down, chalk it up to, oh, this is bad. I didn't like it or didn't resonate with me, therefore it is bad. And I don't agree with that. Arguably, there's some film that is objectively just bad. I'm not going to say there isn't that out there, but for the most part, I have found if there's a film that I don't like for some reason, I don't necessarily consider it a bad film because there's someone out there that probably really enjoys that movie and they have good reason to. And who am I to yuck anybody's yum? Now, I don't have to like it, I don't have to agree with them, but I think, especially in the creative industries, it is it behooves us to support and encourage continued production. Even if we didn't like something necessarily, sometimes it takes another watch, or sometimes it it might lead to something greater if you give people another shot. And, you know, people vote with the dollar. We'll see how He-Man goes. I hope it picks up more. I've heard it's kind of low right now at the box office, but I think it can definitely pick up more. And it is going against some tough popular things right now, like the unusual fact that we got some good horror movies taking the spotlight from stuff like Mando and Grogu and these big blockbuster properties are not faring as well against these independent horror films. And for me, that's to me, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Let's see, star actor they got looks good in the role for He-Man. Oh yeah, he was great. I have no problem with the cast at all. Um, the aesthetics of the movie, the style of it was really fun. The visual effects were fantastic. Um, the story I think was fine. I think there's some things that they could have done with the story that would have been a little bit better, a little bit of a better direction, or at least one that I would have enjoyed a little bit more. But essentially, I didn't really have a problem with the story. It was just some of the individual scenes I felt were a bit lacking. But again, that's like a personal thing. And just because I felt that doesn't mean that anybody else has to feel that. Like Bao, you said you loved the movie, so you probably didn't feel that way about those films, um, or about the film. So, and that's perfectly fine. See, I'm pretty critical of movies. My wife is not. She has like 55-star movies. That's funny. What did she think of Ghostbusters 2016, Mike? Did she like it, or was she in the same camp as you, thinking it is trash? I still disagree with you that it is trash. Actually, I will say this too. I do think the theatrical release of Ghostbusters Answer the Call was not as good as the extended version that they released on Blu-ray. But some of my favorite jokes from the theatrical release were left out of the extended version. So to me, that's a bummer. Let's see. Mirror. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's weird. Let's see. Let's see. She's not that big of a fan, a Ghostbusters fan, so I'm not sure she's seen it. We'll have to rewatch, and I'll let you know. Yeah, I would be curious um, if you are able to rewatch and watch the extended version to see what you think, because they added some stuff back into the story that I think makes some things in the movie make a lot more sense. And also, one of my biggest gripes with the first version of it, the theatrical release. Kyle, thank you very much. Let's see if I can figure out what that says. Let's see. Kyle incremental? Oh, incremental. I don't know why, but usernames are always so much harder to read than regular words because they're all one word. And even when you put caps, it's hard. So Kyle incremental, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. See, I'm gonna do something real quick because I made a tooth adjustment and it's not doing what I want it to do. So I'm going to split and mirror and then delete that. There we go. All right, so I kind of have the forms of the body roughed in. So now I'm going to go back to the features, the eyeballs, and the teeth and the gums and start to do the sculpt work on that. I'm going to still keep this at this kind of low poly version. I mean, it's not as low as this, obviously, but this is still a very low res mesh. This is not high detail work. This is just to keep me only focused on the masses of the body and the character before I start getting into the finer details. And there's still a lot of things that can change between now and then. Let's see, because he doesn't really have a chin. So maybe I'll do that. I kind of like how he's got this little bit of a pudge of a chin, almost his butt chin. So I can go in here and kind of just build up this mass right here. Oop. Just kind of start to form that in there. Round out that lip. Okay, so now we're going to start to look at the teeth. And I'll do like a smooth preview for now just to kind of see how they look here. And I'll probably go in and have some fun with them individually. So this is where I'm going to start to break symmetry for the first time. And I'll divide these up a little bit. I'm going to mask off individual teeth and start to kind of reshape. See, have you tried Nomad Sculpt? I want to get into digital sculpting as a hobby, and Nomad looks pretty cool for the price. I have not. I don't have an iPad. I don't know if there is a desktop version. I've been a ZBrush user for many, many, many years, so I don't really plan to venture away from it just yet. But I've heard a lot of good things about Nomad. See, there's a PC version. Okay, is there a Mac version? Because I'm a Mac user, um, and that is something that I don't know how long I'm going to be a Mac user moving forward, but we will see. But I am interested in Nomad. Let's see, I believe so. But I've seen some really cool things, so I definitely encourage people. I forgot, was it you, Habby, who mentioned Nomad earlier? Someone else mentioned Nomad. It might have been Daniel. Let me scroll back up into the chat and see if I can see. or maybe it was Nessie. Yeah, someone mentioned earlier about Nomad, and there's another friend of mine, streamer, who she's a game streamer, but she mostly so far, but she does want to do some art streams in the near future, and she has Nomad, but she just hasn't started working with it yet. Turn down the intensity on this brush. Actually, I might use the hard polish brush instead of the clay tubes brush because teeth have kind of a polish to them, and I want to get some flat surfaces instead of this clay divot thing going on. Let's see. They also have a 15-day trial you can try. That would be fun. I might in the future, maybe I'll do like I'll start the trial and kind of mess with Nomad on stream because it would be fun to kind of learn a few different programs. I do want to learn Blender, more aspects of Blender, things that I want to like partner with ZBrush on. I don't necessarily want to animate stuff, but I would like to learn how to make sure my models work well for animation because mostly I am a statue and uh, toy character artist. I've been working for Gentle Giant Studios for a number of years now. And I've been working with ZBrush for about the entire time I've been working in the toy industry. And I've only dabbled with Blender a little bit. I use Maya here and there. I studied when I was studying in college. Maya was one of the softwares I first was working with, and I learned how to use ZBrush on the job at a smaller studio that I started out on. And yeah, so I'm very much, I don't want to say set in my ways, but I've been using ZBrush for so long that I need to venture out a little bit more. I've done some work with Blender because there have been a few clients here and there that have requested use of the software, so I am familiar with it and have used it in a few different capacities, but not really extensively because I've done usually most of the modeling work that I'm doing in ZBrush and then transferred models over to Blender in order to either do texturing, a very particular texturing path pipeline for a client, or uh, yeah, mostly texture stuff, really. There we go. Let's see. See, I was gonna get ZBrush, but the cost, yeah, no, it is. ZBrush used to be an incredible deal for sure. Um, take a sip of my drink. ZBrush, when I started working in ZBrush, it was roughly around $300-400, and then it jumped up to around 700, but it still had like free updates almost annually. And then they joined the subscription model of pretty much every other 3D software, and now it is roughly about almost 400 a year annually. And yeah, it's tough. Let's see. Do you use a personal ZBrush license at home, or is that your work license, or can you answer that? This is my personal license. I could use my uh, work one likely, but I have had my own license for a while because it was cheap. It was advantageous for me to do that, to get my own license because I was at a point with the place that I was working at where like I didn't know if I was going to continue there either by my own choice or theirs, you know, and I didn't want to be out in the cold if I was terminated or terminated that relationship. I wanted to be able to hit the ground running. So I bought my own license pretty early on. And then also, just for a little bit of lore, I have taught ZBrush. I used to volunteer at the Braille Institute, and I taught folks who were deaf and blind how to do digital sculpting. And so that's another reason why I say to people who are like, "Oh, I'm not creative," or I can't do it because XYZ. Um, I have known many, many talented artists that didn't start out with the talent that they currently have. And I have also seen very, very talented people with some heavy disabilities overcome those disabilities and be able to do great things in 3D art. And I just want to say anybody can be an artist. It is not just a skill you are inherently good at, it is a skill you can build. And that's not only a 3D art thing, that's an every art thing. You just got to find your passion in it. So if you are passionate in it and you want to be an artist and you don't think you are good, it's not because you can't do it, it's because you haven't developed your skill enough yet. Let's see. Let me see if I can do something right here, real quick here for fun. Because I was lucky enough not too long ago to go into a podcast, Between Two Sentinels, and was able to share a little bit of my history of my past work. And let's see how quickly I can get to it. I do want to show kind of where I started as an artist working in ZBrush. I'm not sure if it'll be quicker to find this on my phone or or not. Let's see. But yeah, I started doing traditional sculpture. Why did I go? Oh, that's because it's just reels. Yeah, you got to go back and posts. But yeah, I started as a traditional sculptor and a digital modeler um, using Maya. And then when I finally started working at the first studio that I started working at, I was doing hand sculpting, and then they brought in the ZBrush license, and I started working on that. And it's kind of like relearning everything. I think I am going to do it on my computer. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're almost there. Where are you? Oh, here we go. So let's minimize this. Let's see, and drag this in front. Here we're going to go here and drag this over. Let's see, do you think it's kind of delusional to jump straight into digital sculpting? I've tried to learn to draw in 2D a bunch of times over the years. I've never loved the process of it enough to put the time in to get decent. I'm enjoying sculpting quite a bit though. I'm really happy with my early. How would it be delusional? It's not like you have to do 2D before you do 3D. That's not like a stepping stone. So I don't think it's delusional at all. I think you just have to find what you're passionate about. Because like there's people that, they don't have a passion for drawing or 3D, but they like working in like mixed media. And so that's where the passion is, and that's where they thrive. So you're gonna thrive where you are most passionate. But here is, if you look on this is more Ghostbuster stuff, funny enough. If you look on the left, that is, I believe Jam Master J. Yep, from Run DMC. That was like the first professional ZBrush sculpt I did. And um, yeah, I got professionally paid to deliver that. Now, granted, that was like maybe a 3 to 4 inch little figurine, so you know, the details were going to get lost to an extent anyway. But yes, that was early ZBrush for me. That was at the beginning of the 20 years that I've been doing this. And then if you look to the right, that is Louis Tully, uh, Rick Moranis, one of my favorite actors, and night and day. Way more detail, way more confidence in the sculpting. The clothing and everything on the left is very gummy. It's a lot more crisp and flowy and has understanding. And the right side, the likeness is far better. Another thing that I also got professionally, you know, paid to do. So don't hold yourself to anybody else's standard. If you have the drive, if you have the passion, do it. And if you are enjoying it, you will get better. You will build skill. There's a really fun artist who I have been talking to who is very new to 3D, and she's doing a lot of awesome things documenting her experience. And one of the great things that she said recently, um, I'll shout her out a little bit. I'll share her Instagram account. Speaking of, I'm gonna pop this back over here so I can do that. Um, I'll share her Instagram account, but she is one of the great things that she said recently was if you want to get good fast in 3D, what you need to do is get feedback. Feedback on everything. And I firmly agree. I'm going to share her Instagram account right now. Check it out. I'm going to pin it there for a bit. But yeah, she's fantastic. Like she said, get feedback on everything and get feedback from as many people that have experience as you can. And I know it's scary, but any artist worth their salt is going to try to give you honest feedback to help you improve. If the feedback is incredibly negative, they might have something good to say, but I would say you don't necessarily need to go back to that person to get feedback. Um, I am not one that believes in the tough love BS as far as giving criticism. I want criticism to be constructive all the time. So if you're getting feedback from me, at no point is my job to tear you down. my job is to point out what you're doing correctly, or well, point out things that I think personally could use more love, more attention, or go in a different direction that might serve your art better and encourage you and foster you to have a better relationship with your own art. That is how artists get better. And that is, uh, let me look at her link. Um, Elise 3D, and my gift to you is please foster your art. Don't get caught up in people that just want to drag you down, or don't believe the people that say, you can't do it, you're not good. See, post my first sculpt on Instagram, never really used the platform, but seems like that's where the artists are hanging out. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there. One, to get feedback, and to grow as an artist, just seeing what other people are doing. Even if you don't necessarily grow your platform there, if you're growing slow or not at all, um, there's still a lot you can gain from interacting with more artists. And the way to do that is not just by like waiting for people to give you feedback or reaching out to people to give feedback to you, but encourage and support the other artists you run into as well. All right. So I think the top row teeth are working pretty well. Let's see, what else did you say, Kyle? So yeah, there's a lot of sculpting time-lapse tutorials on there. Yeah, I mean, and there's so much there that you can find. So I highly encourage Instagram. Um, I know you can find my Instagram link is somewhere around Twitch, but I will also, there we go. I'll also put mine in here too. So if anybody wants to follow, see, have you reached out to a large enough audience on here to make any money? No, no, Twitch is not a money-making vessel. Um, I have made money on here, but it's not a lot. I've probably spent more money supporting people on Twitch than I have made. Not a lot more, because my wife would be mad if I did that. But yeah, no, I've not made a ton of money on Instagram. That's for dang sure. But I am making money, and it's a way to make some money. I don't really plan on this being so much of a money-making thing. That might change. I'm not going to rule it out. There could be a point in time where, I strike a chord with people and I make some improvements to my stream as far as my presentation, maybe, or who knows, maybe there's a viral moment that kind of thing happens. Um, but right now, no, I'm not really making any money. See, never say never. That's right. I'm not saying never. You're correct, Imogene. I was talking you up earlier. There are a bunch of people that are asking me questions about uh, Nomad and stuff. So I know you haven't started it, but there's more people joining the community here that are interested in Nomad. So I might, I was saying, because it sounds like there's a 15-day trial period for Nomad, and there is a desktop version. So I might even do a Nomad stream in the near future. So if you are interested in that, let me know. Ooh, that would be awesome. Yeah. I mean, I would just jump on in and mess with it and see what it's like. And be in the same boat as, mostly everybody else here, it sounds. Oh, just a heads up for everyone. There is a 3-minute ad break coming up in 5 minutes. So please, once that hits, stick through the ads, hang out. I usually stream for about 2.5 hours, and we're coming up. We just passed the 2 hour mark. So after that ad break, we'll probably stick around for a little bit. Let's see. I'll be there with my iPad ready. Yeah, maybe we'll do a tutorial or we'll just kind of feel it out a little bit, have a good time. But it sounds like fun. And since enough people are kind of talking about it, it might be worth my while to mess with it a little bit just so people that are planning on using it can work along or just, have a little live fun with it. 'Cause, yeah, I'm not sure if there's anybody else really messing with Nomad on Twitch yet. I've seen some ZBrush people, I've seen a lot of Blender people, and maybe I've seen some Nomad people and just hadn't realized it yet because I don't really know the interface to know if I'm seeing it. And some of these 3D packages, you can make like some crazy versions of interfaces. And so I don't know if I'm seeing someone who's like severely altered ZBrush or maybe they are using Nomad and I just didn't realize it. Yeah, just want to say again, thank you everyone for popping through. Thanks for everyone that came over from the Nessie raid. That was a wonderful surprise tonight, and it's nice to have some new members of the community and some chatty folks. I appreciate all of you. Let's see. See, Nomad exists in a weird space where it's very powerful, but ZBrush has been industry standard forever, so professional artists don't have a reason to check it out. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome for the tips. I hope they serve you well. Like I said, what I really want to do is foster a good um, creative environment for people. I want people to feel empowered by their own art and not be discouraged because there's enough discouragement in the world. You don't need to hear it from me. I want to be a positive force to get y'all moving creatively. Otherwise, what's the point, you know? Let's have a good time. Let's all make some cool shit together. Kind of together. All together separate. I just stepped up his subdivision levels just one bit, just to smooth them out a little bit. Let's see. Thank you for the words of encouragement heading to bed. All right, sleep well. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. Thank you again for the follow. I appreciate you. And have a good night. Ads are starting in less than a minute, so hang tight, everybody. I'll chit chat a little bit longer, and then I'll kind of take a break. Um, if you don't want to see ads, if you want to subscribe, feel free. I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's fine. I'm not really looking for subscribers, but that's something that you can do to support the channel. But also, I don't want to be taking anybody's money if they cannot spare those pennies. So hang through the ads also helps just as much. I hope that sounded fine. And ads are starting right now. So good luck. I hope you find and get some fun ads. And actually, I will just keep cooking on these teeth. Why not? It's not much. Dooby dooby doo. 2 minutes left. Dooby dooby doo. How you doing out there, Josh? Just crawled into my bed myself. Oh, awesome. That's something that I plan to do very soon after stream. Bed sounds nice. I had a really bad headache yesterday. I have to watch Twitch on TV. Oh, I'm honored that you have me on your TV. Oh, less than a minute left till the ads are over. Let's see. Curve that tooth in a little bit for some funsies. Make it a little crooked that way. All right. One more sip before the ads are done. It says my community is back. Is my community back? Welcome back, everyone from the ads. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around. We're not going to stay on too much longer. In fact, I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to check out, see if there's anyone that I know that is online streaming that I might want to raid. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's see. No one that I know right now is on. Let's go to stream summary, oh, stream manager. Let's look and see if we can do a little bit of paying it forward. Oh, looks like we have another ZBrush artist. That's exciting. All right, so we're going to hang out for a little bit longer, but I think I know who I'm going to raid tonight, which is super exciting. I haven't done too many raids, but I figured tonight's a good time to pay it forward, especially since y'all have been so nice and hanging out. Let's keep the train a going. Some more 3D artists, more people doing ZBrush, making it happen. But I want to at least get done with these teeths for Slimer, at least in this roughed in state. We're kind of taking it to the second stage. We did the low poly version, and now we're getting some of the forms in, some of the minor details done. We'll even do some of the gum work. For these front TVs. All right. I think that is good for tonight. So there we go. We got Slimer very much roughed in. We still have some work to do on the teeth, and the tongue hasn't been touched yet. So that's something that we'll start working on next stream as we get into refining some of these forms on the body and getting into the detail work. We might even start to splash a little bit of color on there. But yeah, um, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for those who came in through the raid and stuck around to chat and followed. Everyone that's lurking in the background. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed. See you later, Kev. Have a good night. I do want to raid out to another ZBrush artist. They are um, Siodon 2000. Night night, Keisha. See, have a good night, my friend. Thanks for the live. Thank you for coming in. Let's do this. Raid channel. And we'll go full screen for a bit. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, KGart82. You can see my previous streams on YouTube, KGart82 as well. Join us next week. I stream every Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, PST or PSD, whatever it is now. I don't know. Time zone stuff is always crazy and ever changing, it seems. But yeah, we'll be continuing Slimer next week. And oh, I'd love to hear what you create over the next week. So have a good night, stay creative, and yeah, let's raid out to Seodon. Bye, everybody. Here we go. Starting the raid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.